Hi, this is part 4 of ASP.NET Core Blazor tutorial. In this video, we will discuss what are the different hosting models which are available to host the applications which are developed using ASP.NET Core Blazor. Blazor applications can be hosted in IaaS just like ASP.NET Web Forms applications. Apart from that, Blazor applications can also be hosted in one of the following ways. That is client side in the Blazor and Web Assembly and server side in an ASP.NET Core application. The server side hosting model was released on September 2019 and the client side hosting model was officially announced on May 2020. Blazor WebAssembly hosting model. This is also known as client side hosting model. In Blazor WebAssembly hosting model, the application directly runs in the browser with the help of WebAssembly. So, the things which are required to run a .NET application, such as the compiled application code, its dependencies, and the most important .NET runtime are downloaded to the client browser by WebAssembly from the server. When the application loads, the .NET runtime is started and pointed at the application assembly. The application startup logic runs and the root components are rendered. Blazor calculates the UI updates based on the rendered output from the components. The DOM updates are then applied. Blazor Server Hosting Model. With Blazor Server Hosting Model, the application is run on the server. Between the client browser and the server, a SignalR connection is established. When an event occurs on the client, such as a button click, the information about the event is sent to the server over the SignalR connection. The server handles the event and for the generated HTML, a difference is calculated. The entire HTML is not sent again to the client. It's only the difference that is sent to the client over the SignalR connection. The browser is then updates the UI. Since only the difference is applied to update the UI, the application loads faster and more responsive to the user. How to choose the right Blazor hosting model? Before we compare the benefits and downsides of each hosting model, we will create a sample application with both server and WebAssembly applications and we will run those applications. Open Visual Studio. Continue without code. Go to File menu, select New, select Project. Select Blazor app. Here I am creating both Blazor WebAssembly app and Blazor Server app on the same solution. So I am giving a meaningful name for the solution. Click on Create. Select Blazor WebAssembly app. Click on Create. Blazor WebAssembly application got created. Now I am going to add Blazor server application on the same solution. Go to File menu and select Add New Project. select Blazor app, giving a meaningful name. Then click on create. Now select Blazor Server app. Click on create. The two projects got created under the same solution. So we will run and we will see the difference. So is it possible to run both the applications at the same time? Yes, it is possible in Visual Studio 2019. So in Visual Studio 2019, we can set up multiple startup projects. We will do that now. Right click on the solution, select Set Startup Projects. Now select Multiple Startup Projects radio button. Then change the action type to Start for both the projects. Then click on OK. Now I am going to run the application. Click on Start. Here both the applications got opened. First going to Blazor Web Assembly app. Go to the Browser Web Development Tools by clicking on F12. Go to the Network tab. Clear everything. Then reload the page once. If you see here, all the WebAssembly related things got loaded. Now I am going to check the same thing in Server app. Open the Browser Web Development Tools by clicking on the F12. Go to the Network tab. Clear everything and reload the page once. If you see here, no WebAssembly related things got downloaded. Benefits of Blazor WebAssembly hosting model. There is no .NET server-side dependency. The application is fully functioning after downloaded to the client. Client resources and capabilities are fully leveraged, as everything is downloaded into client browser, right? So work is offloaded from the server to the client. An ASP.NET Core web server isn't required to host the applications. Serverless deployment scenarios are possible. Downsides of Blazor WebAssembly hosting model. Browser capabilities restricts the application. Capable client hardware and software is required. For example, WebAssembly support is required. Download size is larger and applications take longer to load. .NET runtime and tooling support is less mature. For example, there are limitations in .NET standard support and debugging. Benefits of Blazor Server Hosting Model. Download size is much smaller than a client-side application and the app loads much faster. The app takes full advantage of server capabilities, including use of any .NET compatible APIs. .NET on the server is used to run the app, so existing .NET tooling such as debugging works as expected. Thin clients are supported. For example, server-side apps work with browsers that don't support WebAssembly and on resource-constrained devices. Downsides of Blazor Server Hosting Model. High UI latency. Every user interaction involves a network hop. There is no offline support. If the client connection fails, the app stops working. Scalability is challenging for apps with many users. The server must manage multiple client connections and handle client state. An ASP.NET Core server is required to serve the app. Serverless deployment scenarios aren't possible. That's it in this video. Thank you for watching.